Hi there, Siren here with another inflatable toy unboxing video. This time it's something quite special and probably the biggest toy I've ever unboxed, certainly the heaviest at almost 9 kilograms. It's the PuffyPaws Inflatable Draft Horse. This toy was originally created in collaboration with Grimroth in around 2009. Like the PuffyPaws Husky, it was a non-public run, produced in very small numbers, and that saw it fetching some quite notoriously high eBay prices back in the day. I was very fortunate enough to meet the toy in person in 2011. This toy went up for pre-order at the end of 2017, and there was so much interest that the pre-order deadline was extended by about 3 months. And I'm very glad of that because I pre-ordered at the very last minute after getting to meet the prototype of the new version of the toy at MFF last year. Coming in at $425 US, it's probably up there with one of the more expensive toys. However, it is not only 7 foot tall, but just vast and voluminous. So anyway, without further ado, let's get stuck in and begin the unboxing. Okay, so interestingly this toy actually got delivered while I was at a ferry convention on the other side of the country, so I've been looking forward to opening it for quite some time. Taking the usual care that I do not to accidentally nick anything, because that would be a tragedy. Now I should point out that although I received this toy at the end of last week, I believe the American orders are still in the process of shipping, simply because I live in Australia. It was a lot easier for PuffyPaws to do direct shipping and a little bit cheaper as well. So that's why you're seeing it here first. And there we go. Now, these bags and packaging do a lot to protect the toy during shipping, but they're also very useful for storage and transportation later on. So if you do have one of these on order, it's a good idea to hold on to the packaging because it can come in very useful. Right, so as usual we've got our little packet of goodies. We've got the repair patch there made out of the heavy duty vinyl, and we've got one of the valve adapters. These are very useful if you have a manual or electric pump and you don't quite have the number 3 attachment. It just makes it that little bit easier to inflate and deflate the toys. And as with most PuffyPaws toys, it's going to have sheets of tissue paper protecting the layers from rubbing against each other and any potential paint rub-off issues that might happen during the late stages of curing. Now this is interesting. It feels like there's actually some air in there, which is unusual. Quite often the toys are sucked completely dry, but I don't even want to imagine how difficult it would have been to fold something this huge up. And of course they're all test inflated in the factory so that we know they retain air. Okay, so I've widened the shot so we can see what's going on a little bit better here. But I suspect we're still going to run out of screen space because, as I said, this thing is quite enormous. Already see two of our number 3 valves there. And here's beautiful and cute face. We've got some lovely glossy paint here on the forelegs, and moving down as we get to the hooves it becomes a little bit more matte, but that's alright. Very nice vinyl as far as I can tell so far. It seems strong but soft and malleable, not unlike the Fox that came out recently. As usual, you can smell the plasticizers quite strongly. That's normal for any freshly manufactured toy. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Fortunately, I love it. I think I've liberated almost all of that tissue paper. I've moved the camera back so we can get a better look at him. I think we're still going to be a little bit short on space, but fortunately this room has nice high ceilings and we should be able to get him inflated pretty soon. Once we've got him unfolded, of course. My gosh, that is a big toy. I guess we should get started, so let's begin with some of the smaller chambers on the mane and the tail. For those who are curious, I use an Intex Quick Fill 160. This is probably one of the best electric pumps I've ever owned, and it's lasted me over 10 years. It's really fantastic. This is the 240 volt model. It is also available in 120 volt. If you're thinking of getting one, make sure you get the mains powered one and not the battery powered one, because it'll be pretty gutless. Making sure, of course, to poke the inflation nozzle right through the safety valve so that it inflates nice and quick and doesn't generate too much heat. The tail actually has a number 3, which is great because that means it'll put a lot less stress on the pump and it'll inflate and deflate a lot faster. The nozzle in there, and here we go. Now you see how much quicker that was. And this is where I suspect we're going to run out of space. This vinyl is really interesting. You can feel it stretch as it inflates, so it's quite different to some of the earlier PuffyPaws toys. Go for the rear leg. Last but not least, I'm going to rotate this guy around and we're going to get the body inflated. Now this could take quite a while, so I might speed it up. I'm pretty sure this guy's bigger than an actual draft horse. Now, he looks completely undignified like this, so let's do something about that. I'm going to have to reposition him. Can you still see me? Probably not. Alright, and we are about done. My gosh, he is really quite enormous. The only problem with this toy is that I actually can't fit it all in shot, so hope you enjoy this slow pan as we get some sort of appreciation for just how bloody enormous this thing is. To give you some frame of reference, these are 3-meter high ceilings, and there they are. So yeah, this is him, and this is me. Now, no, I'm not a very tall guy, but I think even the tallest people would be happy with this toy. Now, I've heard that this toy can withstand quite a lot of weight, but being the cautious guy that I am, I'm going to let just a little bit of air out of his legs, and then I'm going to hop on. And while I'm letting a little bit of air out of his legs, let's just have a quick look around the toy. Big old hooves. Number 3 valves, of course. Nice contoured belly. Really, really, really big hind legs. Number 3 valves on those guys too. Gorgeous tail, number 3 valve. Body, number 3 valve. And a giant badonkadonk. Okay, I've done my best to let a roughly even amount of air out of both the front and back legs. Wouldn't worry too much about the body chamber or any of the others. I think this is all you need to really get on top of him. And as I say, the toy's built to be very resilient anyway. So let's hop on and see just how small I am. Giddy up. Well, that's about it for this boxing and inflation video. I'm going to sit back here and kind of enjoy the view, and I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy.